being main events in a 25 lap A main event later on here tonight. So heat race number 1 presented by Platinum Construction and Site Services. 10 laps of distance. Top 16 in passing points will advance straight to the A main. Everyone else will have to run one of 2 B mains. If you're unfamiliar with the passing point system, wherever you finish, if you get more positions, the more points you get. If you lose positions from where you start, then that's going to be no bueno. That's just going to make your night just a little bit tougher. As passing positions is going to be the name of the game in these heat races. As once again, we'll go 10 laps for Platinum Construction and Site Services heat race number 1. Here's your lineup. Starting on the pole with the 5R machine, making his way out of Burleson, Texas. That's going to be John Ricketts. To his outside, the 74E, making his way out of Mansville, Texas. That's going to be Claude Estes. Second row inside, the 24, making his way out of Rowlett, Texas. That's going to be Joseph Casper. To his inside, the 71 out of Mansfield, Texas. That's going to be Colby Estes. Third row inside, the number 10 machine making his way out of Corsicana, Texas. That's going to be Marcus Thomas. To his outside, the 15 JR making his way out of DeRidder, Louisiana. That's going to be Thomas Johnson. Fourth row inside, the number 7M machine making his way out of Fort Worth, Texas. Coming in second in the point standings in the Speedweek point standings. 3 points behind the 88R of Ryder LaPlante. That's going to be Kevin Ramey. Kevin Ramey in the 7M. To his outside, the K9 machine making his way out of Flower Mound, Texas. That's going to be Kevin Rutherford. And starting in the 5th row, all by his lonesome, the driver in the number 45 out of Lincoln, Nebraska. That's going to be Monty Fiera. This will be 9 cars, 10 laps. Platinum Construction and Site Services heat race number 1 for your 305 sprint cars for night number 3 of the RaceON RACESAVER SPEEDWEEK here at Hunt County Raceway. Mention to you race fans, we do got the Speedweek t-shirts available right behind the grandstands. Make sure you get yourself a souvenir, $25 a piece. Get yourself some souvenirs. As I mentioned in Hot Laps, Ryder LaPlante in the 88R comes in tonight, your points leader for your RaceSaver Speedweek point standings. Kevin Ramey, 3 points behind him, running in second. Then you got Monty Fiera, who is starting in the 9th place position, sits third in the point standings, 11 points behind Ryder LaPlante. Then you got Austin Money, 12 points behind in 4th. Thomas Johnson, 17 points in 5th. DJ S is also minus 17 points behind him in 6th. Then you got Kevin Rutherford, minus 18 in 7th. Carson Bolden, minus 18 in 8th. Cody Price, 9th. And then you got tied for 10th between Jacob Camola and Marcus Thomas for the 10th point standings. They're both 19 points behind the 88R of Ryder LaPlante. After tonight, we got 2 more nights with a 305 sprint cars. Tomorrow night, we'll be at the RPM Speedway. General admission will be $20. Senior 60 and plus will be $15. Military $15 as well. 6 through 12 is also $15. 5 and under is free, and pit passes are $45. If you're intending to go to the RPM Speedway tomorrow, that is your ticket prices. Hopefully we'll see y'all there. If not, you can watch it all live on RaceON. Danny Ferguson gives the drivers the 1 to go signal this time by. We'll go green flag racing. So it'll be John Ricketts, Claude Estes, Joseph Casper, Kobe Estes. The front 2 rows. Green flag are underway here at the Hunt County Raceway. It's going to be the wily old veteran Claude Estes leading him off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. John Ricketts trying to follow him on the high line of the racetrack, but he's going to have a little bit of bumping him off. And on turn number 4, Claude Estes is going to lead lap number 1. John Ricketts trying to follow suit, running in second. Then you got the 71 machine of Kobe Estes running in the 3rd place spot. Thomas Johnson is the 15 JR, runs in 4. Marcus Thomas in the 10 machine runs out your top 5. Kevin Ramey in the 7M runs in 6. Kevin Rutherford in 7. Monty Fiera in 8. Joseph Casper, your field. Battle for 5th of room between the 10 machine of Marcus Thomas and the 7M of Kevin Ramey. Marcus Thomas able to hold him off for the moment, but Marcus Thomas now going to try to throw a move on to the 15 JR of Thomas Johnson, the Louisiana driver. Halfway this time by, 5 laps down, 5 laps remaining. Vertical 74E of Claude Estes. John Rick is trying to close in on him, running in second. We got the 45 of Monty Fiera, pulls it into the infield. Claude Estes in the 74E still leads the way. John Rick is in the 5R, runs in second. Kobe Estes in the 71 machine runs in third. Then you got Marcus Thomas now moves his way up to the 4th place position, running in the 4th. Then you got the 15 JR on Thomas Johnson, the Wild Thing, running out your top 5. Kevin Ramey in the 7M runs in 6th. And Kevin Rutherford, the K9, runs in 7th. Then you got the 24 of Joseph Casper running in the 8th place spot. 2 laps to go next time by. 2 laps to go next time by for the 74E of Claude Estes. John Rick is trying everything he can to try to close in on the 74E of Claude Estes. Well, this track is hooked up right now for heat race number 1, presented by Platinum Construction and Site Services. White flag is coming out this time by. One more time around for the 74E of Claude Estes. John Rick is set. Can he pull the rabbit out of the hat? Can he pull a miracle move down the back straightaway for the final time? Going into turns 3 and 4. It's going to be the wide old bed. Claude Estes taking home heat race number 1. John Rick is in second. Kobe Estes is third. Marcus Thomas in 4th. Thomas Johnson, the 15, rounds out your top 5. Kevin Ramey, Kevin Rutherford, and the 24 of Joseph Casper. Nice round of applause, race fans. Put your hands together for the 74E. Making his way out of Mansville, Texas. It's the wily old vet, Claude Estes. So the funeral director gets himself a heat race win for night number 3 here at the Hunt County Raceway. Heck of a job for the 74E of Claude Estes as he makes his way around one more time. Race fans, give him an ovation here. One heat race in the books, 3 more to go, race fans. Heat race number 2 presented by Estes Family Racing. It's going to look like this. Starting on the pole with a 44C, making his way out of Farmersville, Texas, that's going to be Cody Price. Cody Price comes in tonight 9th in the point standings in the Speedweek points. To his outside the 22Z, making his way out of Azle, Texas. That's going to be Landon Valenzuela. Second row inside the 57P, making his way out of Bullard, Texas. It's going to be Peter Walker. To his outside, the 01J, driving the Taco Casa sponsored 01J out of Burleson, Texas. That's going to be Jeff Sessoms. Third row inside the 86 machine, out of Pilot Point, Texas. That's going to be Jordan Roop. To his outside, the 41 machine, make his way right here in Greenville, Texas. That's going to be Steve McMacken. Fourth row inside, the 78C out of Yukon, Oklahoma. That's going to be Chance Cody. To his outside, the 16 machine, make his way out of Post, Texas. That's going to be Connor Thomas. And starting in the 5th row, all by his lonesome, it's going to be the 4P. Out of Willis, Texas, it's going to be Hayden Parsley. This will be 9 cars, 10 laps. Your Estes Family Racing Heat Race number 2 with your 305 sprint cars. Here we go. Lights are fixing to go out. Next time by, and Danny Ferguson gives them the 1-to-go signal. That means next time by we'll go green flag racing. Here, 10 laps of distance for Estes Family Racing Heat Race number 2. We're your 305 sprinters for night number 3 of the RaceON RACESAVER SPEEDWEEK. Go. They're going into turns 3 and 4. Green flag. It's going to be the 44C of Cody Price leading them off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Side by side for the second place spot between Jeff Sessoms and the 22Z of Landon Valenzuela. Peter Walker almost steps on his Peter in turns 3 and 4, but keeps it on all fours. We stay green. He battles with the 41 machine of Steve McMacken and the Greenville driver, as Cody Price is starting to pull away from the 22Z of Landon Valenzuela. Jeff Sessoms in the 01J running in the third place spot. Steve McMacken in the 41 and 4. Peter Walker in the 57P rounds out your top 5. Then you got Jordan Rupin in 6, Connor Thomas in 7, Chance Cody in 8, and Hayden Parsley in 9. Cody Price starting to put a little gap between himself and the 22Z, the Zoolander of Landon Valenzuela. But here comes the 01J of Jeff Sessoms, trying to grab as much moisture he can on the top line of the racetrack. He's trying to close in on the 22Z machine. Meanwhile, for the 4th place spot, you got the 41, the Greenville driver, Steve McMacken. Then you got Peter Walker, the Boulder, Texas driver, rounding out your top 5. Connor Thomas runs in 6, Chance Cody in 7, Jordan Rupin 8. And you got Hayden Parsley rounding out your field. Cody Price still leads the way. Landon Valenzuela still doing a good job holding on that second place position. Jeff Sessoms in the 01J trying to move himself into one more position, but he's still selling in the 3rd place position for the moment. And we got a battle for 4th and brewing between Steve McMacken and the 57P of Peter Walker, but he's about to have company. He's got Connor Thomas and the 78C of Chance Cody right there with him. 2 laps to go this time by for the 44C of Cody Price. Battle for second starting to heat up just a little bit between the 22Z of Landon Valenzuela and the 01J of Jeff Sessoms. The white sheet comes out one more time around for the 44C machine. Going down the back straightaway for the final time. Going into turns 3 and 4. Estes Family Racing Heat Race number 2 is going to go to Cody Price. Landon Valenzuela is going to hang on to 2nd. Jeff Sessoms in 3rd. 4th will be the 41 of Steve McMacken. Peter Walker 5th. Then you got Connor Thomas, Chance Cody, Jordan Roop, and Hayden Parsley rounding out your field. How about it, race fans? Make some noise as he makes his way through the front straightaway with the driver of Farmersville, Texas. It's going to be the 44C of Cody Price. Cody Price also set the fastest lap in that heat race with a 13.068. 13.068, the quickest time of heat race number 2, set by Cody Price. Heat race number 3, presented by Classic Starter and Alternator, 10 laps of distance. Your lineup's going to look like this. Starting on the pole with a 42C machine, making his way out of Butler, Pennsylvania, is going to be Lance Christie. To his outside is going to be the 74 out of Fort Worth, Texas. That's going to be DJ Estes. Second row inside, the B2 machine, making his way out of Quinlan, Texas. It's going to be Carson Bolden. Carson Bolden comes in tonight 8th in the point standings in the Speedweek points. To his outside, the 4J machine, making his way all the way from Seneca, Pennsylvania. That's going to be Jacob Gamola. Third row inside, the J2 machine, making his way to El Paso, Texas. It's going to be John Carney. To his outside, the Ford machine out of Crandall, Texas. That's going to be Austin Mundy. Fourth row inside is going to be the $5 sign out of Sand Springs, Oklahoma. That's going to be Danny Smith. To his outside, the 7P out of Fort Worth, Texas. That's going to be Dylan Ramey. This will be 8 cars, 10 laps. Your Classic Starter and Alternator Heat Race number 3 for your 305 sprint cars. Also want to remind you, race fans, as the green flag drops, keep away from the fence, race fans, please and thank you. So a couple drivers in the top 10 in the point standings coming in tonight in this heat race. Starting off with the 4 of Austin Mundy comes in tonight, 4th in the point standings, 12 points behind Ryder LaPlante. You also got Carson Bolden, as I mentioned, comes in 8th in the point standings coming in tonight, 18 points away from Ryder LaPlante. And you got Jacob Gamola, who's tied with Marcus Thomas, sitting in the 10th in the point standings, as the top 10 points will get paid out at the end of the speed week. Once again, race fans, passing point format, passing positions is the name of the game in these heat races. Top 16 overall in passing points will advance to the A main directly. Everyone else will have to run one of 2 B mains here tonight. Here we go. Green flag. We're underway for heat race number 3. It's going to be side by side coming off turn number 2, but it's going to be the 42 of Lance Christie getting the advantage going into turns 3 and 4. We'll lead lap number 1, the 74 of DJ Estes, and we say no bueno on that start. So the officials did not like the start on that. So we're going to restack them and try this again. The 42C of Lance Christie on the pole. DJ Estes to his outside. The B2 of Carson Bolden. The 4J of Jacob Gamola. The J2 of John Carney. The 4 of Austin Mundy. The $5 sign of Danny Smith. And the 7P of Dylan Ramey. Your 8-car field for Classic Starter and Alternator Heat Race number 3. For your 305 sprinklers here at the Hunt County Raceway. Here we go. They're going into turns 3 and 4. Green flag. A lot better start for the 42C of Lance Christie. He's going to be able to lead them off down the back straight away going into turns 3 and 4. Everybody single filed for the time being. But the 42, it looks like something just blew up on the 42 machine. That car did not sound right coming down the front straightaway. And that's going to be Heartbreak City for the 42C of Lance Christie, as now the 74 of DJS has got inherit the lead for the moment. But here comes the 4 of Austin Mundy, and we go yellow. As the 42C of Lance Christie stopped over there outside turns 1 and 2. As Cody Lewis is giving you guys an awesome shot there on the RaceON live coverage. As Heartbreak City for the 42C, as it looked like he was going to have a very promising heat race, and looked like something catastrophic happened off the exit of turn number 4. The car did not sound right, and it just slowed up just immediately. So hopefully nothing too awfully bad. Hopefully they'll get that car patched up and ready to go for one of our 2 B mains later on tonight. As now DJ Estes will inherit the lead with 2 laps in the books, 8 laps remaining. Austin Mundy running in the 2nd place position, grabbing all sorts of passing points. Started in the 6th place position. He's already up to 2nd in just a couple laps. You got the B2 of Carson Bolden the B2 machine running in third. John Carney in the J2 and fourth. Dylan Ramey able to pick up 3 spots already, running the top 5 as he started in the 8th place position to start off heat race number 3, presented by Classic Starter and Alternator. Then you got the $5 sign of Danny Smith and the 4J of Jacob Gamola, the driver making it all the way from Pennsylvania to join us here in the great state of Texas here for this week. So we'll see what this restart will do. Keep your eye on the number 4 of Austin Mundy. Green flag, we're back underway. DJS gets a heck of a start, but Dylan Ramey hits one of the tractor tires. His left front tire is going down. Oh my goodness, he just pile drive a tractor tire. Oh my goodness, Dylan Ramey clipped the front end on one of the tractor tires going into turn number 1, and that thing was just probably impossible to steer, and he just hits directly into one of the tractor tires going into turn number 3, brings out the red flag. Out of the car, race fans, give him a hand. That was a tough hit for that 7P machine of Dylan Ramey. Glad to see him get out of the car. That's tough break as he was moving up through the field. It looked like he was trying to make an inside move on the J2 of John Carney going into turn number 1. It just went a little too low and hit one of the tractor tires going into turn number 1. And then that front end just folded on him down the back straightaway, just not able to steer that thing into the infield and hits one of the tractor tires going into turn number 3. So they'll put that 7P of Dylan Ramey's machine on the hook. Hopefully they'll get that car patched up and ready to go for one of our 2 B mains here later on tonight. Tough break there for the Fort Worth driver of Dylan Ramey. So if you're watching live on RaceON, you can see that the track workers are putting a little bit of dirt over where that water looks like possibly oil spilled over. So they're just putting some dirt over, maybe a little bit of quick dry, try to get it all fixed up there. As Dylan Ramey took a heck of a tumble there going into turn number 3. He was trying to pull it into the infield, just Unfortunately, that front end folded right before he was able to make any action to the infield. We'll try to see if we can get a little bit of a look here on the 7P of Dylan Ramey as they're going to try to tow it down here on the front straightaway. See if Cody Lewis can get us a good shot over here. It looks like, yeah, definitely a lot of front end damage. A little bit of wing damage, but the wing damage can't be replaced. But hopefully there's nothing too much there. I can't fully see what's wrong with the 7P from up here in the announcer's booth, but Cody Lewis giving us a good shot here. So we still have 2 laps in the books, 8 laps remaining. It'll be the 74 DJS leading the field off. Austin Mundy in the 4 running in second. Carson Bowler in the B2 in third. John Carney in the J2 machine runs in fourth. Then you got the 5 of Danny Smith rounding out your top 5. Then you got Jacob Kamola, your field. So what they're doing right now, race fans, you saw that the track workers are putting a little bit of dirt over on whatever fluid came out from either the tractor tire or the 7P of Dylan Ramey's machine. Trying to make their own makeshift quick dry here as they're trying to let drivers work it in and try to get this surface good to go. Hopefully it'll be up to their expectations. As track workers will make their way off into the infield, looks like we're going to be good to go. And good to go green flag racing this time by. Here we go. Green flag, we're back underway. It's going to be the 74 of DJS. Is getting a great start laying off down the back straight. We're almost going to go 3 wide going into turn number 3. But here comes the Taco Cousin J2 machine of John Carney. Now makes his way up over to the second place position. Awesome Money falls back to third. Carson Bolin in fourth. Danny Smith rounds out your top 5 in. Jacob Kamola running in sixth. Carson Bolin, little hippity hoppity in turn 3 and 4. Keeps it on fours, we say green. But here comes the J2 of John Carney throwing his hat in the mix. Trying to chase down the 74 of DJ Estes. As we're going to be 5 laps down, 5 laps to go this time. But here comes the 4 of Awesome Money trying to look into John Carney's inside. John Carney able to hold him off for the moment. But Awesome Money is not done yet. The second and third place drivers battling now. That allows the 74 DJS just to lead just a little bit. But as soon as I say that, John Carney gains a little bit of ground on the 74 machine. Awesome Money now trying to gain ground back on the J2 of John Carney. Carson Bolin now trying to reel his way in. The driver out of Quinlan, Texas, the 14-year-old of Carson Bolin running in fourth. Danny Smith round out your top 5, and Jacob Kamola runs out your field. 2 laps to go this time by. 2 laps to go. Here comes John Carney to the inside of the 74 DJS. Has moved the Taco Casa J2 machine up to the front. DJS is now shuffles back to second. White flag is out one more time around. John Carney has said hello and goodbye to the 74 of DJS and the 4 of Awesome Money trying to reel in and can he get second off the final corner, but it's going to be John Carney winning heat race number 3. DJS is second, Awesome Money in third, Carson Bolin in fourth, Danny Smith in fifth, and Kokomola the 4J rounds out your field. How about that finish, race fans? Put your hands together for the driver of El Paso, Texas. It's going to be John Carney. That was one heck of a restart. John Carney, it looked like originally from that last restart, started in the 4th place position. It was make his